I'm going to show you how to make beef jerky. I've got a recipe that I've been using for a number of years, and it does real well. Get a lot of compliments on it. What I start with is a London broil, 2.5 pounds, and what I do is I put it in the freezer for a while after I get it a little harder, makes it easier to slice. If you have a good butcher, sometimes the butcher will slice it for you. I usually like about 1/16 of an inch. We'll be back in just a few minutes. I'll cut it up. We'll be back, I'll show you about how thin I usually cut mine, and we'll add the ingredients so we can get everything going. Okay, we're back and got all the meat cut up, and this is about how thick I like to have mine cut. And the reason for that is because it will dehydrate a lot quicker. It takes my dehydrator about 4 to 6 hours usually to dehydrate, sometimes longer if it's a thicker cut. I have a forced air dehydrator, which is what I would recommend. Some of them have heating elements in the bottom. Mine has forced air, hot air, so that it does manage to cool, dehydrate a lot quicker. So we'll put this in the bag. My bag already. We'll wash my hands real fast. Okay, we're ready here. What we've got here, I got a gallon freezer bag and all my ingredients that I use. I've used some dry ingredients and also some wet ingredients, and we're also going to put some water in there too. So my wet ingredients are water, about 3/4 of a cup of water. I use La Choy soy sauce. I've been using this and it seems to work really well. You can use whatever kind of brand you have. I put enough soy sauce in the water you can see how much I used out of the new bottle. But it's like a caramelly color. It's not the dark color that you'd usually have in there. Worcestershire sauce. I use a couple of drops of this. 1, 2, 3. The reason is because this is very strong, and being that it's going to be marinated, you don't need a lot of this. Liquid smoke. And there's different brands of this you can use, but what this does is it's going to give it a little bit of smoky, little smoky taste to it. And probably maybe half a teaspoon. Not a lot of this either, same thing. Because it doesn't really need a lot. Hot sauce. You can Frank's, Tabasco, store brand, whatever works for you. I usually use. This was a new bottle also. You can see about how much I used. Not a huge amount. And this is what I use for my wet. Now, as far as dry, I use cayenne pepper. And probably a teaspoon. Red pepper. Probably a tablespoon. Paprika. At least a teaspoon there. Garlic powder. Probably half a teaspoon. Onion powder. Half a teaspoon. And pepper. About a whole teaspoon of pepper. Mix them all together. What you want it to do is you want the liquid marinade to completely cover up all of it. If you don't get enough in there, like this one, I'm going to have to add a little bit more water and more soy sauce. So depending on how much soy sauce you use and how much soy sauce you use and how much water, that will definitely cover it now. The soy sauce is what's going to keep the meat from, it'll keep it preserved and also get a lot of flavor. I usually keep my beef jerky in the refrigerator until I need it. It'll last for a number of days outside, you know, at room temperature. But I usually keep it in the refrigerator until I need it. Okay. Got everything mixed around pretty well. What I do with this is I will leave this in the refrigerator. I'll put this in the refrigerator. This is Wednesday, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I'm going to, this evening, I will move it around a little bit, and then tomorrow morning I'll do the same thing, and I'll keep doing that twice a day. And then on Sunday, I'm going to finish up the video, and we will put it in the dehydrator and dehydrate it at that time. But I do it for about four days in the refrigerator, marinating in the sauce. That allows it to get all the flavor in there. Okay, and that's all we need right now, and I will be back to finish the video when this is all done. Okay, we're back, and here it is Sunday. I've got my marinated London broil that we did a few days ago. Got my trusty Nesco dehydrator. Got it all plugged in, ready to go. And what I like to do is I like not to use the bottom. I skip it and I put the rack on the first one. A lot of times it sticks to the bottom a little bit more, so this allows it to get the air in a little better. So we're gonna put the meat in and we're gonna get it going. I put it on there like this. I spread it out to have them lay nice and flat. That way you get a nice dry. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna continue this until I get the whole thing done, and then we'll come back. Very good. Okay, so I've got all the meat now in the dehydrator, and I'm gonna turn it on and let it go for about 4 to 6 hours, depending on how long it takes. And what we'll do is we'll check in and start the video back up once they start looking good. We're a couple hours in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off, and everything looks pretty good. It's starting to dry pretty good. What I do is I flip it over to get a nice thorough dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to take everything we have here, flip it over, and we'll turn it back on until everything is completely dry. Okay, we're back. So now the beef jerky has dehydrated long enough. I checked it a few minutes ago, so I know it's all ready to go. But nice dry pieces. I like it nice and dry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag. I keep it in the refrigerator until I need it. Then I can break it out. It'll last at room temperature for a number of days. But I like to keep it in the refrigerator to make sure it stays fresh and it doesn't, there's no leftover moisture in here to make it go bad. Try my recipe. If you have any questions, drop me an email. Thank you. Bye-bye.